You see, Chosen One, most people have never experienced real love in this 3D matrix from the time they were born. They've experienced attachment. They've experienced their loved ones, quote unquote, loving them conditionally, based off of how good their grades were in school, based off of how pretty they were, based off of how handsome they were, based off of how tall they were, based off of how good they made their parents look. So now when you come in contact with them, you remember what it's like to come from a place of pure love and light. You know what that pure agape love feels like. So you tried to recreate it in this 3D matrix. You tried to recreate it with the attachments that you formed in this matrix. But since most people don't speak that frequency, far too often it gets abused. And most times the reason why people don't speak that frequency is because they would have to destroy their own ego. You had the courage to remember. You had the courage to destroy your ego and go through that ego death to be able to get to life. Most people will not take the time out to crack that mask. They don't want to destroy their ego. So they won't be able to fully understand you, which makes them hollow on the inside. Because the longer that mask stays on their face, the longer they feed the mask, they end up starving their soul. And if they starve their soul, they're hollow. And if they're hollow, they need to then absorb just through sheer osmosis. They will then start to consume and absorb everything around them. That's the reason why they end up using people and abusing people for two reasons. One, because they're hollow, so they have to use. They also abuse. They secretly resent you for being able to be your true, genuine, authentic self. And also three, that's all they know, because when they came and they showed people their genuine self, they got used and abused. So they passed it and they paid it forward. Valerie, talk to him.
You see, chosen ones, the hardest thing to accept is that most people aren't malicious. They're malnourished. They've been fed imitation love their whole lives. So when you show up as the real thing, their nervous system doesn't recognize it. It mistakes safety for threat and depth for danger. They don't know what to do with someone who doesn't need to be needed. Someone who loves without a hook. So their ego panics because your presence exposes their emptiness. But understand this, your love isn't here to fill them. It's here to remind them what wholeness feels like. And whether they rise or run, you've still done your work, because your love planted a memory they can't unfeel.